I'm Ken Secor, the Director of Albany County Veteran Services Bureau. Welcome to our monthly Honor a Vet ceremony. For the month of October, we have the pleasure of honoring Joseph G. Rhatigan, who served in the U.S. Army.
Having served in Vietnam, Joseph remained faithful to his standards of dedicated service, and as in 1 Peter 4:10, was not hesitant to use whatever gifts he had to serve one another faithfully. May we too be empowered by his example.
From 1967 to 1970, serving in Vietnam, serving his country for 3 years, combat vet, decorated. And I like to say men and women who serve in the service have a right to come home and to live an ordinary life. Not to mean that it's going to be ordinary, but to live a quiet life. They gave enough to their community. But to join the Albany Fire Department for 32 years and to give back again to a community, going into work every day, not knowing if he was going to come home, not knowing how the day was going to go, training the men and women, raising to the rank of lieutenant.
And so we thank you for his service in the military, for, again, addressing that dangerous element. To be a combat engineer was no small task, so he embraced his role with great dignity and great ability. We also say thank you for him, for the spirit that he provided at a time that was very testy for this nation, and to have earned, as the county exec said, so many medals, have earned those medals, from good conduct to Vietnam Service Medal.
So what a life of service that started at such a young age and then just continued. And I think that's probably one of the most remarkable things we see each month, and that is that those who have served continue to serve in some capacity or another. And Gary continued to put his life on the line as a firefighter for so many decades.
We are a better city, and this is a family that has served our city and continues to serve our city. And for that, we are deeply, deeply grateful. And Gary was beloved on the fire department. He was somebody who was really looked up to.
Dr. Martin Luther King once said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." My father was a man's man, a fireman's fireman, a soldier's soldier. He was a friend's best friend, and he was really a good man. He was actually a great man. He served our country and the city with a passion that very few have. He would not only stand up during a challenge or controversy, he would go right after it, take it on, and make it better for those around him. Every time, without hesitation. He had a sense of humor like no other, and could tell stories that would have an entire party circled around him. That was until he decided it was time for him to sing. I've personally been around the world and back. I've met many people in my time, and never have I heard as someone who was as loved, respected, and admired as my father. To this very day, I hear about the things that he's done, the bravery, the kindness, and of course the fun. Well, this is how the outside world knows him. We, his family, also know him for his heart full of love for all of us. Every last one of us. That Lynn, unfortunately, was tasked to try and name. So, he loved us every day of his life, right up until the very end. The love that he has had for his family was only matched for the love of his country. My father served in the Army in the city of Albany for a majority of his life, where he felt at home, and I can tell you he loved his country more than anyone I've ever met. A patriot is defined as someone who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors, and my father was a patriot by definition.